Hey there guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So OpenAI has made some updates to the GPT-4o Canvas feature. So now it's actually available to the free tier as well. And talking about the updates, there hasn't been any significant changes. Some significant changes that we can talk about is mostly in the coding section that we can actually run some code and actually test it on the ChatGPT website itself. So let's dive into it and let's see what are all those things. So this is the ChatGPT website as you can see. Now you can see we have three buttons over here. So one is to attach file, other is search web, and this is the tools button. If you click it, you can toggle between DALI, search the web, and the canvas feature. So let's click canvas. And canvas, if I have to broadly explain, can be divided into two sections. So first is the writing part and second is the coding part. The interface for both of them are slightly different, serving their respective purpose. So first we'll go on with the writing section. I have actually covered Canvas previously in my channel, but still I will share some actual use cases of Canvas. So some of the ways you can trigger Canvas is right. You can paste a very large text here, and Canvas will be automatically triggered. Or you can say open Canvas. I want to write something. So now you can see the canvas has been opened. So if you are coding, right, you might have to mention that I have to write this particular code, something like that. Then it will open up the code editor version of canvas. So this is the canvas. On the left side you can see your usual chat and response section is present, and towards the right you have this canvas where whatever is being written will be presented over here. At the bottom right corner you have some of these options: suggest edits, adjust the length, reading level, add final polish, and add emojis. So these are kind of quick toggles. All of these functionalities can also be accessed just by chatting. So let me explain this, sharing with you how I use canvas when it comes to writing. So most of my scripts, I write it down over here. Let me explain. So let's assume that I am making a video, for example, on OpenAI's 12 days of shipments. So I'll just type anything that comes in my mind, just to get a raw idea of what I can make a video of, how it can look. So let me just do that. So as you can see, I have actually written a very small script regarding what is happening in the 12 days of shipments, what OpenAI has released up until now in the 4 days. So actually there is no need of changing the paragraphs anything, but I just did it without thinking too much. So now I have this, but maybe I want to I'm not able to decide a title for this video. So what I'll ask is, I'll just ask here in the chat section that give a title for this YouTube video. And now what it will do is it will generate a title for us. So it has generated the title over here. So you will see these kinds of errors. Now we might have to say that update the script, and now you can see it has started editing. Okay, so it has actually changed the script instead of updating the title. So let's do one thing. So I don't want that this happens. What I'll do is, you can see this undo and redo options. What I'll do is I'll go to the previous version. I have to confirm here at the bottom so that the previous version is accepted. So I'll restore this version. Now I'll again ask add the title to the script. Now let's see. Now I'm asking it to add a title to the script. Now you can see that the title has been added at the top side. Now I might want that the title is a little bit bigger than the rest of the script. So what I'll do is I'll just select it, and you can see you have an option to ask ChatGPT about this particular line. Make it bold or even change the size. So you can toggle between different headings. Let's do with heading 1. Yeah. So we have the title now. So let's say for example we want to actually elaborate on these 4 topics, but don't want to go to the website and copy stuff and everything. So what we can do is we can just enable the search feature and ask GPT-4 to search the particular information and add it. So I've told it to search for the relevant information and add it to the 4 points. So it's searching the web, and now you can see it has started elaborating on the 4 features. Now we can ask it to add it into the script. So please add it into the relevant sections in the script. And now you can see it has started editing, and you can see for these 4 points GPT-4o actually searched the web, found the information, and then on our command added it to the script as well. So manually doing and copy pasting could be actually tedious. Now let's say you want to make some finer edits to particular lines in the whole script or something. For example, we can change the this top sentence to be a bit more intimidating. So let's say make the first sentence such that it fuels curiosity and creates a hook for the viewer. So as you can see, this is the prompt. Now let's send it, and now it will just make changes to this particular sentence. So you can see the sentence has been changed. So you have made these changes, right? If you want to see the changes that you have made in the previous iteration, what you can do is just click on the show changes button. Here you can see what has been removed and what has been added. You can see all of that. And instead of just asking ChatGPT to come up with things, you can also add something at the bottom as well, even after GPT-4 has made the edits. Now if you just look at these options, right, I told you we can actually adjust the length of the script, to be longest or shortest, various levels of length. So if you just go for shortest, right, and send, then you can see it will actually reduce the size of this whole script. So now you can see it has reduced the length of the script significantly. So all of these options you see, change the reading level, add any, check for any errors, or add emojis. All of this you can also ask GPT-4 directly in this chat section. It will do it. Maybe you want to replace a particular word with something else. Maybe you just want to replace OpenAI with Anthropic. Wherever there is OpenAI, replace it with Anthropic, then it will do that. So all of that things are possible. So now let's move on to the second section, that is the coding section. So just as I said, just click on canvas, and this time you might have to mention that you actually want to write a code. You can paste a code and it will automatically identify, or else you have to mention that you want to you know write a code. So I want to, so let's mention open canvas, I want to write a code in the code editor. So now it will open up a different canvas, and this canvas is actually particularly suited for coding. You can see the run button, you can actually execute the code. You can see the different code lines, and here all these options have also changed. You can fix bug, you can also change it to a different language. For example, if your code is in Python, you can change it to JavaScript, TypeScript, things like that. So now, so some of the things that you might want to consider when you're actually running a code in it is it doesn't have a graphical user interface. So if you paste a code that uses graphics, like for example, if you generate snake game, anything like that, that is most probably not gonna work. Anything in which you actually generate graphs or execute a code to just get an output in console, that will work. For example, let me show you one thing. Let's ask it something. So I've asked it to search the monthly users of ChatGPT, Claude and Gemini, and if possible find it for multiple months and generate a code that plots it. So if we actually search it, you can see that it has gathered all the data. So it should have actually written the code here in this canvas, because canvas is available, but it wrote it in this chat interface itself. So we can directly copy the code and paste it, but also ask GPT-4 to do it. So add it in the, so let's say to add it in the code editor. Oh my god, the search web function was enabled, so I will have to do it once more. Okay, so now we have told it to add it in the code editor, and now you can see it has started adding code here. So one more thing, one more feature that is very nice about this canvas is, so the output length of GPT-4, as you know, is around 4000 tokens or 8000 tokens, but here you can have very long code. I mean, like I have pasted code here which was around 16,000 tokens as well, and it does work on it. Some, you will face some issues, but it will work. So now we have the code here. Let's run this. So now you can see it ran the code and we have the chart here. So this is the chart that it has created. Now looking at the code, I can see that it has gathered the active users for ChatGPT, and for Gemini it has gathered the number of visits, and for Claude it has gathered the market share. Let's ask it to make a bar chart and just show the difference, the cumulative users for Gemini and ChatGPT. So now we have told it to make a bar chart, and you can see it is making changes to the code. So now let's run this, and now you can see we have a comparative analysis. So according to it, Gemini, people are preferring Gemini over ChatGPT. I don't think this is pretty much right. It could be, but I don't know. So when it comes to generating charts like these, right, you can actually do it, but when it comes to inputting something, if you want to make a code where you want to input values in the console, that doesn't happen. For example, let's say we will continue to use this example and just ask it to modify. So I've told it to let the user mention the number of ChatGPT or Gemini users, and at the end ask whether the user wants to plot it or not. So now you can see it has generated the code, but if we run it, right, you can see there is OS error. And these kind of functions like print statements, it doesn't support it. So as I told you, where in whichever case you have to interact with the console, or you have to you know come up with a graphical user interface, it doesn't work. So I think these tasks, I mean, like pasting your data and getting graphs from it, it was already available in the code interpreter. No, you now just have a fancy way of doing it. So this was all the updates at day 4 at OpenAI. If you actually want to work with an agent that does everything, you don't have to do anything on your computer. Everything is done by that particular agent. You just have to chat. So I actually made a tutorial on Windsurf editor, and I made an Apple website just by chatting with it, without no prior knowledge, and even without even seeing a single line of code. Because here at least we saw the code, there I didn't see it and I just hidden the code. So that video will be highlighting at the top right corner. You can click that and have a look at it. So if you like this video, do consider subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.